Residents with experience of living in temporary accommodation, as well as staff who work in frontline services in the housing team at RBKC, have come together to share stories, play games, understand the issues, and build a series of scenes that articulate their shared experiences of the barriers to accessing the best possible temporary accommodation and accessing that in the most accessible and humane way possible. Then they will be performing that for the audience and will be discussing what are those problems, identifying them, analyzing them, and then the audience will actually be joining the actors on stage to suggest and improvise new ideas, new alternatives, new policies and practices or cultures within the council that could address these barriers, these challenges that we see in the play.
What was the tactic?
I think it was more positive. She came in with a positive, geared up, this is what we're going to do, team.
Okay.
My real engagement started with the first and second workshop, which I ran, bringing people together, starting to collate some of those stories, starting to really understand what some of the issues everybody's facing are, and starting to pull some of that together within a storyline. But I think anybody who's experienced one side of the story will probably recognise this. It's the fact that you understand some of the trials that people are going through from the side that you understand it. You don't always necessarily see the other side of that coin and how other people are being affected by various processes or procedures. It's been fascinating for me to get the other side of that story, to start to hear what some of the more in-house issues might be.
There's rats in our accommodation, so what I'm asking you as the manager,
we can't do anything about
can we place her in out of hours for the weekend until Monday?
No. Have you seen the strain on our budgets? We just simply can't place an out of hours.
I can't imagine how that would be for service users, you know, that they felt sorry for us, because obviously they didn't know all of the things that we had to do, and saying that we didn't know how this will impact them sometimes. In the council, we have a lot of issues, you know, that we have to go through, but this is people's lives. And sometimes I think it's very disconnected, because obviously we have a lot of things going on at work. But I think sometimes we tend to forget that this is people's lives.
Many times I've been waiting here for hours. Sometimes it's the only way they listen.
The housing crisis that we're going through at the moment is brutalising for everybody, both staff and those people who are actually experiencing it frontline. And this process of bringing those groups together to talk to one another, to look for solutions together, has got to be the way forward.
Better signposting ahead of people attending so that they can be directed to the right service and support.
I think one thing which you shouldn't underestimate on its own is just the improvement you get from everybody in the system seeing it from the perspectives of the others. So for senior managers like me to understand what it's like working at the front line, for residents to understand what it's like for staff and vice versa, but also that increased empathy can then lead to the kind of collaboration we saw today, which in turn can lead to things changing in a way that genuinely works and that genuinely makes a difference and doesn't just make sense in a meeting room, but makes sense in the ground and to the lives of people facing homelessness.
This is great, because what this says to us, right, is that everything we've been doing in these rehearsals is actually really important to everybody here.
The play in particular was really, really powerful. I thought it was really good that it was holistic, that it was having staff as well as residents and the lived experience on both and how they interact with each other. I thought some of the points that the play made, it was able to do, because it was dramatised, it was able to be sort of light-hearted but actually addressing some really, really serious points.
This says the fall. Something the fall. Falls!
The event following was really, really good because everybody got to put forward their ideas and suggestions. It was very much solution focused. It was a really positive way of sort of framing the issues, and we came up with some really great suggestions. I think this could be a first step, a really, really positive, useful and exciting first step towards finding ways to make creative change within the parameters that we have and the challenges that we have, to make some positive changes that actually will improve matters for everyone.
We're reducing the forms. We're hearing from staff about processes. We're making sure they're clear about processes. We're having those senior leadership on the front line. Oh my gosh, we've got a lot of excitement.
There's a lot of energy to do things better, to build trust between residents and council, and to be able to get everybody everything they need, and also to support the staff feeling really good in their workplace. And I think there's a lot of potential for some really quick fixes as well as some long-term changes that everyone can come together around through this process. And we hope that we can do that in a fun way, in a welcoming way, in a joyful way, and really come out feeling good about the changes that have been proposed and the commitments that have been made.
Give yourselves a round of applause for that amazing work.